Hi, I'm Kieran Paul and welcome to the first part of episode 4 of the Almost Art series, Interpretation. For this experiment, we invited several composers to create a piece to accompany a pre-recorded dance performance by interpreting the dancer's style and movements. The first segment features Sam Robson, a multi-instrumentalist and a cappella arranger, who definitely found a way to incorporate his unique approach to production and arrangement in his composition. If you want to see more of Sam, check the links below.
Now you're a solo a cappella arranger. Mm-hmm. You do everything on your own.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quite lonely.
Yes, it can be, especially when you have your own vision and you have your own space and you're doing, you're spending like a whole, up to like 20 hours, either working on a track or making a video for that track for the YouTube account and stuff like that. So yeah, it can be a lot.
But then I guess if you have an idea, you've got no one telling you that it's, telling you otherwise. So you in one way right, this is what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. But in the other sense, you've got no one to say, hang on a minute, that's not right.
Yeah, self-discipline is a tricky one, and it's one that took me a long time to learn. And literally, that was just a process of, if I do something, just having the guts to just throw it away. Like if I did an arrangement, I'd do it. Think about it, look at it and be like, no, just tear it up, throw it away, start again, a couple of days later, have another go. Until there's literally no doubt in my mind that there's anything that I don't like about it. I don't know. So those are usually the best ones, the ones that come out really well, usually the ones that I've done it with.
So doing this project, will you change that at all, your creative process?
Well, for the project,
yeah.
Actually, because it's electronic music, it was slightly different. I didn't have to go through the arduous process of writing chords down or writing lead sheets and singing off parts. It was all really samples that I collected. Probably some of the samples I collected from my cappellas, and some of the samples were just things that I've accumulated over the years. Yeah, that's basically how I created that whole piece. Just a lot of samples and sounds and weird sonic cool things.
Weird stuff.
Yeah.
Super glued together.
Yeah, exactly. So, which is another awesome way of writing, because it's liberating to go from strict kind of pen to paper, because I use manuscript as well, and usually arranging all the hymn stuff that I did, and any kind of ballady acapellas I would do by hand. So to do this is just the most liberating thing, because you're just there clicking notes on a MIDI, and just hearing it back and not knowing exactly what I'm doing, which is really cool.
So there was a clear sense of freedom.
Yeah. Even though to most people it wouldn't be that way because it's electronic, and you wouldn't think or associate that with freedom or because everything's to a meter, it's all quantized and stuff like that. So yeah, but actually for me it's very free.
But then if you were part of a duo, do you think there wouldn't have been that sense of freedom? If in this project you were put with someone else and said you two create a piece of music,
it probably would have
that
not
freedom gone.
Yeah, that probably would have not ended up the way it sounded there. It would have just been completely, probably wouldn't have been as experimental for me, because I don't know, whenever I'm in a group I tend to kind of compensate, I kind of hold back. I don't know, it's not a great thing, but it's just a habit. I tend not to be as out there.
Yeah. But you can dominate yourself. You can
exactly.
You can be submissive at the same time. What was your initial reaction to the video?
I did not know how to approach it initially, because the tempo that it sits on is a tempo that I'm not used to composing in, and I didn't know whether to go for half time, full time, double time, stuff, small things like that just really kind of made me have to stop and think and be like, what should I do? I shouldn't rush into this. I shouldn't go in kind of blasé and just hope for the best. I should really think about what I want to do with it. Yeah.
Do you enjoy breaking the rules, breaking the rules of arranging music, getting rid of predictability? Did you enjoy that particular aspect of that dance?
Yes, definitely. I really wanted to break away. I believe it was a rumba.
It was, yeah.
They were dancing. I wanted it not to have any of the rumba feel. That was the goal. And then from there, all the creative stuff came about.
And were you hoping to create or convey a certain emotion?
I don't know, because I always think with these dancers, I was thinking about it on the train here, I feel like there's always a darker side to them, because the movement's often quite harsh. I don't know, it's quite similar to something like tango or something, where everything's so aggressive in their movements. It's not quite as aggressive, but I wanted to bring out the more kind of staccato aggressive side of it, because there were some movements, like the one where the dude is she runs forward and then he kind of catches her and she flails forward. I'm not sure what the move is called, but it was really cool. And then when you match that up with a snare hit, it's like dun, psh, and it's cool.
So specific movements
Yes.
Were key in influencing your arrangement.
Yes. Yeah.
Has this whole project experiment changed your views and inspiration? Because do you create your own, or do you rely on other people to do that, or environment?
It really depends. I actually think initially I was thinking no, I create my own, but on a bit more kind of forethought, I would say that it comes from pretty much from other people, definitely. Especially from the a cappella side. If I was going to arrange something, it usually really helps. Or my arrangements, the success of my arrangements usually come when I've heard a version of it prior to doing that arrangement that has blown my mind, or has brought out a side of it that I didn't realise was even there.
Because you spoke about you being a solo artist before. If you were in a group, then would it not be more chance of having others inspiring you as well?
Yeah, I'm really inspired by people and other musicians, definitely, and they and whatever their thing is, their sweet spot is musically, I like to try and compose to it. When I was in an a cappella group a while back, I get great pleasure from composing to their strengths, rather than always having to fight against the range, the timbre, etc., etc. So it was, I like the challenge.
Has this project changed the way you interpret other people's art, or going forward, and also has it changed the way you want your own art to be interpreted?
I don't know. I mean, it certainly brought my attention to ballroom dancing and the dance. A good friend of mine took me, prior to this project. He took me to an event where these ballroom dancers would dance, and then after they would do a dance, we'd come up and get to try it ourselves. So I got a good feel for it. I got a good understanding of what it feels like to watch it and be surrounded by the music and the dancing. So I guess it's changed.
You've done so much. I mean, you've been in an alternative rock band, and you're a multi-instrumentalist. You've been in a vocal group. Did you draw on any of those influences and channel them?
Not really. I mean, while I was in those groups, I would make electronic music on the side. You know, I had my own little YouTube channel dedicated to my electronic music, and just throughout being in those groups, on the side I put music up there, managed to get a semi-viral video out of it, and from that made my own little electronic album.
There were so many styles present in that. Did you draw on any one specific?
No, I really tried to keep it as open book as possible. I mean, I've been such a fan of so many different genres of music all my life, from electronica to a cappella to rock music. And I just tried to cover it all really, and harmonically jazz. You know, I'm into jazzy harmony as well, so I tried to get that in there. You know, I tried to just make sure I didn't have any judgment, preconceived ideas that I wanted to have. I wanted to try, even though with technology and electronic music, it's quite hard to push away from the meter. However, I wanted to try and maybe push away in other ways, like not have the snare always coming in a predictable place.
You spoke about predictability, yeah?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for taking part, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Cheers.
So that was Sam Robson. I just loved how unpredictable the rhythm and just the whole thing was. If you want to see more of Sam, check out the links below. Also, don't forget to check out the others who took part in today's experiment, as well as having a look at last month's experiment too.